By its adoption of House Resolution 521, the House has resolved that the House of Representatives censures Adam Schiff By its adoption of House Resolution 521, the House has resolved that the House of...
Oh boy, welcome to this crap show. This is live now.
I have all night.
He's got all night. Big tough guy.
By its adoption of House Resolution 521, the House has
I don't like
resolved
him very much either.
that the House of Representatives censures Adam Schiff, representative of the 30th Congressional District of California, for misleading the American public and for conduct unbecoming of an elected member of the House of Representatives. That Representative Adam Schiff will be forthwith present himself in the well of the House of Representatives for the pronouncement of censure. That Representative Adam Schiff will be censured with the public reading of this resolution by the Speaker. And that the Committee on Ethics shall conduct an investigation into Representative Adam Schiff's falsehoods, misrepresentations, and abuse of sensitive information.
Look at most of the politicians leaving already. Most of the GOP. Oh yeah, we just did nothing. It doesn't actually accomplish anything whatsoever. But let's all pretend like we did something awesome. There's no financial consequence. There's no consequence at all to a censure. He gets reprimanded by Kevin McCarthy. I don't know why, conservatives are calling this like a win. This does nothing. I'll be honest with you. It does absolutely nothing. It doesn't benefit you. It doesn't benefit me. It doesn't benefit voters from California. It's just sad. When you think about it, it is just sad. Yeah, look how much it affects him, right? Look how much this unifies us. We are really unified as a country right now, as everyone passes COVID back and forth. $0 tied to this. Absolutely not. There's no money. There's no financial consequence. Ooh, he gets to have a stern talking to by Kevin McCarthy. It does nothing. A censure in the House does nothing. Even in the Senate, they say, "Oh, it'll cause a psychological burden." It doesn't do anything. They didn't vote to expel him. Why didn't they vote to expel him? Surely they would have the votes for that, right? We control the House. Bobby Griffith said, yeah, Schiff said he will wear it as a badge of honor on his way to the Senate. Yeah. Tim, it's nothing. He's running for Senate as well. That's why I'm curious why everyone is like applauding this like it's a great thing. It doesn't do anything. There's no financial implication, nor does it stop him from lying to the public again. Doesn't stop anybody. So them censuring Adam Schiff does nothing at all. And yet people are applauding this. They were doing countdowns on Twitter as if this is accomplishing some big thing. Someone said it's just used as an insult. Yeah, but it doesn't do anything. Shouldn't it, all these people, count the dollars. $174,000 a year is what each one of those worthless human beings there make. That's what I pay. That's what you pay. It's garbage. And it ticks me off. As does pretty much everything right now, though. Pretty much everything is ticking me off lately. Whoops. So here, let's see what this actually means. So according to the Washington Post, a liberal rag, the vote to table the resolution, we already know that. Let me see. They're saying he abused his privileged access to classified information. It also says that Schiff behaved dishonestly and dishonorably on many other occasions. Let's see if it even says what it happened. It doesn't, because it doesn't do anything. They're rare in the House, and they're less severe than expulsion from the House, but more severe than a reprimand. In the past 3 decades, only 2 lawmakers have been censured. Then Rep. Charles B. Rangel for ethics violations, Paul Gosar for tweeting an anime video depicting him killing Representative AOC, and swinging swords at President Biden.
For the House, the following enrolled bill.
Senate 30, an act to authorize major medical facility projects for the Department of Veterans Affairs.
Is that it? And then they just move to the next thing?
For fiscal year 2023 and for other purposes.
So where is what the fuck? Look, this isn't a bad thing for him. He's getting he's like a Democrat martyr now. He stood up. He fought against the man. So stupid, dude. I don't care who you are. This is just stupid. It's a waste of time. These politicians are useless. And we have no one else to blame but us. Mind you, nobody. We can't blame anybody else for this except us. So what is it now? And now I'm kind of curious how this all works. Does Adam Schiff, who's running for Senate to replace retiring Dianne Feinstein, has used his censure attempts to raise money. In an email solicitation last week, he asked supporters to chip in at least $10 to help his campaign fight against these attacks. It doesn't do anything. And is Kevin McCarthy only going to censure him in private? That like public flogging isn't going to happen right now? I thought it was supposed to happen now. What is the point? I saw Luna walking out and she was very happy. She's like, yeah, we accomplished something. So a vote to censure is reserved for a more serious violation, according to the House rules. When the House approves the censure measure with a majority vote, the member being censored must stand in the will of the House as the presiding officer reads the censure resolution aloud. According to House historical website, this is meant to serve as a form of public rebuke. In both the Senate and the House, there must be a majority vote to censure a member of Congress for their behavior. So that truly was it. You guys just all witnessed it. We all got to witness the censure in all its greatest forms. Look at what that does for America. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't hold any other power beyond a public condemning of that member's behavior, which half of our government right now thinks is acceptable. Keep in mind, half of our government believes that what he did is okay. That's the craziest aspect of this whole thing. Half of our government right now believes that lying to the American public is perfectly acceptable, which is one of the most absurd things you've ever heard in your life. He should have been expelled. He lied to the public. He lied about all the Russia collusion hoax. He is the reason why that all happened in the first place. But it doesn't matter, because we can cast this vote and then all these GOP congressmen could be like, we voted to censure him. Send us your money. I'm sure right now, if I check my email, I probably got emails of people that are wanting money from me, right? It's crazy. Riley, shut your door. Okay, never mind, you did. It's just crazy. It's just crazy stuff. This is the world we live in, which is just, I don't know, man. There's so many other things that they could do. Like for 5.5 hours today, I watched this Durham report, right? So the House Committee on the Federalization, Weaponization, whatever, the bullshit committee is what I want to call them, because they're not actually accomplishing anything. We're not learning anything new. In fact, what are they doing? They're attacking John Durham on both sides, Republicans and Democrats, attacking John Durham, saying he didn't go far enough. He didn't indict enough people. He indicted too many. He did this. He did that. It's all pointless, because in all reality, nothing's going to change. The FBI is going to continue doing the same things with the same pattern and the same tenacity that they always did for whoever is their leader, whoever is in control of that organization. And nothing is going to change that. These politicians don't care enough to actually try to affect change. So, of course, nothing's going to change that. McCarthy already said he was going to admonish him. That's what they just did. Do you understand? Based on what I could just find on a liberal rag, The Hill, this is what happens. A vote to censure is reserved for more serious violations. When the House approves a censure measure with a majority of the vote, the member being censured must stand in the well of the House as the presiding officer reads the censure resolution aloud. That is it. It already happened. Did you guys catch it? Because it was over very quick, but apparently that's what we've all been waiting for as conservatives. And we're all supposed to applaud and be like, yay, conservatives did something in DC and it has lasting consequences. Oh, wait, no, it doesn't have any lasting consequences whatsoever. It's stupid. It's stupid. Yeah, McCarthy, no, I meant he said he wasn't going to. He has to. He's the Speaker of the House. But the thing that I don't understand is why we don't have a vote to remove. It only takes one person. You're telling me we don't have a single GOP member right there that is willing to stand up and fight against Kevin McCarthy and all his false promises of holding people accountable and actually affecting change in the Capitol, because it didn't do it. Was Schiff there in the well? Yeah, he was surrounded by every single member of the Democrat caucus, applauding and interrupting every time Kevin McCarthy tried to say something. We can go back. You guys want to see it? Because I know it's probably weird. You're probably like, oh, shit, did we miss it? Did we miss it? And it's, oh, God, it makes me mad. It makes me mad. If you can't tell, yeah, just in case you missed it. Just in case you missed it, because maybe you did. This was earlier. This is them. Let me see. Oh, this was after. So when the vote was done, this is what happened. This is, just a few minutes ago. This is what we all waited for, guys. Conservatives. This is what we waited for. Here is the vote. Look at 6 Republicans also don't have any backbone and voted present, not president. Voted president. I would love to know who those people were that didn't do their job. And then they all yell, shame, shame, shame. You'll hear in a second. This is it. It's what we all waited for.
The yeas are 213 and the nays are 209. With 6 answering present, the resolution adopted. Without objection, the motion to consider is laid on the table. House will be in order.
And he has such a commanding presence, right? He said House would be in order. Sounds like the House is really in order, doesn't it? And then he calls Adam Schiff. Look at right here. Fang's lover there, the one he had an affair with. What the hell's his name? Also from California. Screw the spy. Like, it's unbelievable. They call him a disgrace.
The House.
I'll be honest. When I was watching this, I was hoping they were going to take like a play out of like the UK Parliament or even the Canadian Parliament, right, where they just start beating the crap out of each other. I was seriously hoping that that's what was going to transpire here, right? Where just enough people are just going to have enough, and they're just like, you know what, we're done. We're done. But no, of course they won't, because they have no backbone. They're all sissies. This is them trying to get him to shut up. Look at AOC over here in the corner yelling idiotic stuff.
The House will be in order.
It's so stupid.
The House will be in order.
And this is, you're watching it. This is just moments ago. This is what they strive. This is what they're applauding. It's what they're going to campaign on. Chanting shame again.
The House will be in order.
Keep in mind, guys, I want everyone to realize your taxpayer dollars, whether you like it or not, they go to pay every single one of these people $192,000 a year.
Will Representative Schiff present himself in the well?
Yeah, look, a big round of applause. Oh, yeah, really lasting consequences, right? Oh, he's super embarrassed to be censured by the Congress. Look at that. The pats on the back, the applause, the hugs, standing right there next to Censure Pelosi. Purple-haired Gandalf there. I think they're just chanting Adam now. Yeah, really bad here.
By its adoption of House Resolution 521, the House has resolved that the House of Representatives censures Adam Schiff, representative of the 30th Congressional District of California. I will begin again.
Now they're asking about Santos.
By its adoption of House Resolution 521, the House has resolved that the House of Representatives censures Adam Schiff,
It's useless. What is he doing?
By its adoption of House Resolution 521, the House has resolved that the House of...
I don't want to even watch this shit anymore. It's so stupid, dude. This is it. So that whole thing that you watched there, that was the official censure, right? Oh my goodness, dude. Did you all get your money's worth? Everybody that wanted him to be censured, right? There's no consequences. We could have had this the other day. with a $16 million fine, which could have possibly prevented people from doing this again in the future, right? We could have had that. We could have had, a $16 million fine with the censure vote. But conservatives didn't vote on it, led by Massey. Didn't do it because they feel like it would have breached the Constitution. Blah, 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 blah. Stupid, dude. One of my YouTube mods, get rid of Will on YouTube. You said, is Steve still shilling for his wife and her support for CRT? Will, you are, oh God, Will, come to Strasbourg. Because you know what? I realized today, I'm in this like never-ending rut of annoyingness, and I want to punch someone in the mouth. And I think you would be a good candidate for today. I keep trying to like message Keemstar saying that I want to get on his fight card because I want to fight the quartering, or anybody really for that matter. But it's just stupid. My wife doesn't support CRT. Stupid. Oh my goodness. People are stupid. Someone said, so when a citizen lies lies to Congress, they go to prison. But when Adam Schiff lies to the American people, he gets censured. Wow, that's fair. Yes, 100%. 100%. That's exactly what it means. Now, when you lie to the American public, and whether or not you agree, we already know that he lied. We already know, it's a fact. We already know Schiff lied, and it doesn't matter because there's no consequences for any of these politicians. They have immunity. They can say what they want. Nobody can do anything. It's sad. It's just sad, because when does anything change? Do you know what I mean? I keep saying that all the time. Fight Club coffee shop. Interesting. Yeah, I know. No, I do. I have a very, very high level of aggression today. It's probably because I didn't go to the gym because I hurt my legs. Or I didn't hurt them, but they're just sore from doing legs yesterday. So I do. I have a high level of aggression. I'm ready to rip off someone's head, just in general, and then watching all these hearings all day. You should have heard it. Like, these politicians today, Adam Schiff kept talking about the Durham report and all this stuff. And during the hearing on the Durham report, I mean, here's the craziest part, right? So I forgot who it was. One politician made a statement. One person on the GOP side made a statement about they were getting all into the false news stories about whether Donald Trump peed on Russian prostitutes, right? So, and this was the GOP that was calling out, Democrats for spreading misinformation, right? Unconfirmed reports on whether Donald Trump peed on Russian prostitutes. And he said that would be like, he said something about Swalwell, and that would be like the media reporting that Swalwell was doing something with Fang Fang and all this weird stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, like, we pay these people. It's so frustrating to me that all of these people we pay to be there representing us, and not a single one of them represents us. Someone said Gates was great. I don't even think he was. I heard where he's ripping into Durham saying he needed to do more and more people needed to be arrested. But here's the truth. Gates is just like everybody else. He talks a good game and he feigns outrage just like every other politician does about whatever they're talking about. But when it comes time for them to actually back the American people and try to push through some important legislation that could change the country or change this, they don't do it. Matt Gaetz didn't he back Kevin McCarthy for Speaker of the House? And if that's the case, he stabbed every single American in the back. That's the truth. And I believe he was one of the people that backed Kevin McCarthy. Do you know what I mean? These people don't care. Kevin McCarthy doesn't care. And we all just saw the major censure that Adam Schiff got on the House floor while it was being applauded by, 180 people? His Democrat friends? We are not close to being unified in this country. We're not close to actually passing any meaningful legislation that could affect the lives of everybody. Let me see, because I want to be clear. Matt Gates, McCarthy. Boom, 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 boom. I don't even know. But here's a story that I just saw too. House Speaker, what the fuck is this, dude? This guy needs to go. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy denounced an effort by far-right rep, of course this is Forbes writing it, Lauren Boebert to impeach President Joe Biden Wednesday, the latest GOP riff to expose divisions within the conference. What? I'm trying to find this isn't a good article. It doesn't say I'm trying to see if there's a McCarthy. It doesn't have a quote from McCarthy. McCarthy criticized Boebert's move Wednesday, telling reporters it prematurely brings something like that to have no background in it undercuts what we're all doing. He appeared to be referencing House plan vote Wednesday. How come the dates are all? Is today Wednesday? Oh, it is. Oh, so this is all today. Okay. So we know that she introduced a privilege motion on Tuesday that would force a vote on a resolution she proposed last week to impeach Biden, arguing he has lost control of the southern border. Every member of Congress must vote on holding Joe Biden accountable, she tweeted, announcing the measure. McCarthy criticized her move on Wednesday, telling reporters to prematurely bring something like that up, to have no background in it, undercuts what we are doing. He appeared to be referencing the House plan vote on Wednesday to censure Adam Schiff, leading for a congressional investigation into Trump conduct for which Schiff abused his privilege. The speaker also urged Republicans inside a closed-door conference meeting earlier Wednesday to vote alongside Democrats to table the resolution. McCarthy's rebuke comes after multiple Republicans told reporters earlier Wednesday that they are also opposed to the resolution, pointing to the lack of evidence to merit such a serious measure. Things like impeachment are one of the most awesome powers of the Congress. It's not something you should do flippantly and exercise in 2 days, said Rhino Rep Garrett Graves from Louisiana. I think that it actually undermines efforts to hold people accountable in the future. What? Several right-wing Republicans told CNN they plan to vote for the resolution anyway, including Tim Burchett, Marjorie Taylor Greene, who has an ongoing rivalry with Boebert and has also introduced resolutions to impeach Biden and several members of his cabinet. She basically copied my articles, Greene told CNN. So, of course, I support them because they're identical to mine. Boebert's motion for an impeachment vote came 2 hours after the Justice Department announced the president's son, Hunter Biden, a frequent GOP target, had attempted or accepted a plea deal in its long-running probe into the background, blah, blah, blah. And we talked about that. Anyway, the impeachment debate is the latest to divide House Republicans who narrowly control the chamber, 222 to 213, giving the right-wing Freedom Caucus outside power to block priorities backed by a majority of their conference as a negotiating tactic to push through their own demands. They exercised this muscle in January speaker race when multiple right-wing members refused to back McCarthy during the 14 rounds of voting until he conceded to their demands, which include giving rank-and-file members more power, cutting federal spending, and rolling back Biden's key policy priorities. In retaliation for the debt ceiling deal McCarthy negotiated with Biden earlier this month, the House Freedom Caucus members who believed the agreement did not go far enough in cutting federal spending brought House proceedings to a halt, voting alongside Democrats to block GOP-backed legislation from advancing to the floor. McCarthy placated them after several days by agreeing to reduce spending just for next year. so just for this year, actually. So stupid. This is what happens when you vote for rhinos. This is what happens. This is why we have Kevin McCarthy as Speaker of the House in the first place. And now, so Speaker McCarthy, the guy that's talked so much shit about Biden, you're telling me that there is no grounds in Speaker McCarthy is saying that impeachment proceedings are premature? Are you kidding me? How can you even call yourself a GOP rep, right? How can you make money and raise money and do all that stuff when you're unwilling to go after your political candidate for crimes that are clear as fucking day? 13 soldiers' lives in Afghanistan were lost because of his incompetence. People die every single day across America because of Biden's incompetence. Little kids are drowning in our southern border because of his incompetence. And you got Kevin McCarthy, the chief rhino in charge, that's saying that there's no grounds to impeach him. These people are nuts. They are absolutely nuts, and it pisses me off.
And it requires...
It pisses me off. And apparently they're not going to vote on it today. They're not going to vote on it today. Someone said, wow, rapper Nature goes to prison for firearms possession, but Hunter walks free. Again, they didn't, and if you didn't watch my video yesterday, go watch it, my live stream, because I ranted for a while, but there was a lot of fact in there. Because they didn't charge Hunter Biden with the one charge that they wouldn't be able to placate with a sweet plea deal, right? Lying on the ATF form when he bought the gun. They didn't charge him with that. And so what they're going to do, and I have more belief today than I even did yesterday, that they're going to pardon Hunter Biden. That they're, or not pardon, they're going to give him blanket immunity. That is what I firmly believe. They'll give him blanket immunity when he signs his plea deal, and then they're not going to be able to go after him for any of the Ukraine funding or anything like that. It's so stupid, dude. It's so stupid. And people act like they're surprised, like you're surprised all this stuff, that these politicians are give two shits about you. Because let's be honest, none of these people care. None of these people care. Someone said, what do I think about the Libertarian Party, Steve? I don't agree with their positions on border, abortion, or trans issues. And those are pretty big ones. Other than that, the Libertarian is pretty damn close to where I align politically, except for those things. A little form error over a little drug use. Guns are easy to get. Yeah, it's so stupid, dude. It's so stupid. And it pisses me off. The more we talk about it, the more I was sitting here doing homework, right? And I'm reading about something that I didn't even know freaking happened with the Spanish-America War or whatever it is. Back when we took over the Philippines, invaded the Philippines in like the 1900s. I didn't even know that shit happened. I'll tell you what, I'm learning a lot in school. But I'm listening to a lecture from my professor while also multitasking and listening to what's happening on the floor. And I'm listening to the shit. I'm like, my God, they're all stupid. It didn't matter whether they're Republicans or Democrats. They're just stupid. The Democrats were outrageous. The craziest thing, what's that name? The St. Louis lady, Ferguson, the BLM protester turned congresswoman, proving that anything's possible while still single-handedly saying there's white privilege, which doesn't make any sense. Cori Bush, yeah, that one. She goes out and calls President Trump a white supremacist and all this stuff, and then when Republicans, make some off-color remark about a Democrat, Democrats explode. And they're like, there has to be decorum on the floor. You can't call names. You can't do that. You can't do this. You have to show decorum. And I'm thinking to myself, she just called the former president of the United States a white supremacist. There's nothing that anybody could say that will convince me that Donald Trump is a white supremacist. You know why? Because the one thing they're going to go to, oh, he said Mexicans are all bad losers and rapists. He didn't say that. Listen to the next sentence. Oh, he said white supremacists are good people. No, he didn't say that either. Again, listen to the next sentence. But it doesn't matter because people just push whatever narrative and you can't get held to account. And then when you do get held to account with the only resource that we have available, which is apparently just the censure, guess what happens at that point? Nothing. Because it doesn't mean anything. The censure doesn't mean anything. Nothing means anything. They all suck. They all suck. Oh. God Rides Hartley said the audacity of Schiff grilling Mueller when Schiff is the reason for the investigation. Yeah. The Durham, that wasn't Mueller. If that's what you're talking about, I don't know. But yeah, today was Durham, wasn't it? John Durham, I believe, was the one that was testifying, not Mueller. That was a different one. They only get in office to get rich. AOC goes into office with 25,000 net worth. 8 years later, she has 10 million net worth. Yeah, I know. That's the whole reason they're in office. That's the whole reason why they want to remain in office. And it's the whole reason why they won't agree to term limits. That's why they won't do it. That's why they won't do it. Because they don't care. These people don't care about Americans. They don't care about you and I. They just don't. You know? It just sucks. It sucks because you would think that, well, at some point, common sense would kick in. And I say that every day, almost like, oh, it's really going to happen. Common sense is never going to kick in. You know why? Because people don't care. People don't care. Let me see if I could find this other fucking thing that I was going to talk about today, too, because this was funny. This fact check on President Biden. This fact check. For the first time ever, Daniel Dale is forced to do his job. President Biden made false claims about a variety of topics, notably including gun control policy during a series of official speeches and campaign remarks over the last 2 weeks. He made at least 5 false claims related to guns, a subject on which he has repeatedly been inaccurate during his presidency. He also made a false claim about the extent of his support for environmental groups and also used incorrect figures about the population of Africa, his own travel history, and how much renewable energy Texas uses. Guns. In a Friday speech at the National Safer Communities Summit in Connecticut, Biden spoke of a new gun control law he signed in 2022 that provided federal funding for 4 states to expand the use of gun control tools like red flag laws, which allow the courts to temporarily seize guns from people who are deemed to be a danger to themselves, blah, blah, blah. After mentioning red flag laws, Biden invoked that his late son, Beau Biden, who serves as Attorney General of Delaware, and said, my son was the first to enforce when he was Attorney General. Well, turns out that's bullshit. Even CNN is claiming it. Delaware did not have red flag laws when Beau Biden was a state attorney general from 2007 to 2015. The legislation that created Delaware's red flag program was named the Beau Biden Violence Prevention Act, but it was passed in 2018, 3 years after Beau Biden died of brain cancer. The president has previously said that the Delaware red flag law was named after his son, but he lied to the American public, but it doesn't matter because there's no recourse for a politician lying to America, except maybe a stern talking to by Kevin McCarthy in the Senate hall. Anyway, stabilizing braces. In the same speech, the president spoke confusingly of his administration's efforts to make it more difficult for Americans to purchase stabilizing braces, devices that are attached to rear pistols, most commonly AR-15 style pistols, to make it easier for them to fire one-handed. Put a pistol on a brace and it turns into a gun, Biden said. Make them where you can have a higher caliber weapon, a higher caliber bullet coming out of that gun. It's essentially turning a short-barreled rifle, which has been a weapon of choice by a number of mass shooters. Well, CNN says Biden claims that a stabilizing brace turns a pistol into a gun and increases the caliber of a gun or bullets are false. A pistol is obviously already a gun, and a pistol brace does not have the effect on the caliber of ammunition that the gun fires or anything about the basic functioning of the gun itself. Biden's assertion that the addition of a stabilizing brace can, quote, essentially turn a pistol into a short-barreled rifle is subjected. It's the same argument his administration's ATF bureau has made in support of its attempt to subject the braces to new controls, but it's been challenged in the courts by gun right activists. Repeating a claim he made in 2022 State of the Union address and other occasions, Biden said at a campaign fundraiser in California on Monday, the only industry in America you can't sue is the gun manufacturers. We don't even need to address that because we all know it's fucking false. Doesn't matter. The NRA and lawsuits at a campaign fundraiser in California on Tuesday, Biden said the National Rifle Association, the prominent gun rights advocacy organization, itself cannot be sued. That's false again. Machine guns at the same fundraiser in California, Biden said he taught the Second Amendment in law school. And guess what? It doesn't say that you can own any weapon you want. It says there are certain weapons you just can't own. One example Biden said you can't own a machine gun. Well, that's obviously false. The Second Amendment does not say what guns you can own and not. The courts have not interpreted it to forbid machine guns. In fact, with some exceptions, people in more than 2/3 of the states are allowed to own and buy fully automatic machine guns as long as those guns were legally registered in possession. So stupid. On Friday's speech, Biden said, "We fought like hell to close the so-called boyfriend loophole that had allowed people convicted of misdemeanor domestic violence to buy and possess guns if the victim was not someone they were married to, living with, or had." Biden then said that now we can finally claim that those convicted of domestic violence abuse, their girlfriend or boyfriend cannot buy a firearm, period. Well, turns out that's also an exaggeration. He did sign a law in 2022 that made significant progress in closing the boyfriend loophole. That law added dating partners to the list of misdemeanor domestic violent offenders who are generally prohibited from gun purchases. But in concession demanded by Republicans, the law also says that these offenders can buy a gun 5 years after their first conviction or completion of their sentence, whichever comes later, if they do not reoffend in the interim. It's also worth noting that the law's new restriction on dating partners only fucking who cares. Biden also said at a campaign rally in Philadelphia on Saturday, "Let me just say one thing very seriously. You know, I think for the first time that I've been around, as I said in a while, in history here last week, every single environmental organization endorsed me." Well, it's not true. Every single environmental organization has endorsed Biden. Four major ones did, but other well-known environmental organizations have not endorsed President Biden. The official speeches last Tuesday and Wednesday at the press conference a week prior, Biden claimed that Africa's population would soon reach 1 billion. He said, soon, Africa will have 1 billion people. He said it Wednesday. This is false. Africa's population exceeded 1 billion way back in 2009, according to United Nations figures. It's now 1.4 billion. Sub-Saharan Africa alone has a population of 1.1 billion. At a campaign fundraiser in Connecticut on Friday, Biden spoke about reading recent news articles about the use of renewable energy sources in Texas. He said, "I think 70% of all energy produced by solar and wind because it's significantly cheaper. Well, Biden's 70% figure is not even close to correct. The Federal Energy Information Administration projected late last year that Texans would meet 37% of its electricity demand in 2023, with wind and solar power up from 30%. Biden's visit to Iraq and Afghanistan. Also at that National Safer Communities Summit, Biden made a muddled claim about his past visits to Afghanistan and Iraq, saying, I went. I spent a lot of time as president, and I spent 30 sometimes visits many more days in Afghanistan and Iraq. Biden's claim that he visited Afghanistan and Iraq 30 sometimes is false, the latest of a long-running series of exaggerations about his visits to the two countries. His presidential campaign said in 2019 that he made 21 visits to these countries, but he has since continued to put the figure in the 30s, and he has not visited any of them as president, of course. Another campaign fundraiser in California on Monday, Biden reprised a familiar claim about his travels with Xi Jinping, who is like him, a former vice president. It wasn't appropriate for Barack to be able to spend a lot of time getting to know him, so it was an assignment I was given. I traveled 17,000 miles with him, usually one-on-one, Biden said. Biden's 17,000 miles claim remains false. He has not traveled anywhere close to 17,000 miles with Xi, although they indeed spent lots of time together. This is one of Biden's most common false claims as president figure. He is repeated over and over because he's a fucking moron. Excuse my language. Washington Post fact checker Glenn Kessler noted in 2021 that Biden and Xi often did not even travel parallel routes to their gatherings, let alone physically travel together. The only apparent way to get Biden's mileage past 7,000, Kessler found, is to add the length of Biden's flight journeys between Washington and Beijing, during which Xi was not with him. A White House official told CNN in early 2021 that Biden was adding up his total travel back and forth for meetings with Xi, but that's very different than saying he was traveling with him. And this is just another nonsense fucking fact check. But whatever, dude. Whatever. These guys are all useless. And it's funny. It's the whole thing is just funny. I tell you what, you know how like I had days when I'm like, I had to take 6 weeks off from doing shows about politics. You know why? It's because I felt the same way I feel right now. We're just unbelievably annoyed by what's happening to this country, and the fact that the only people that seem to care are people like us here. Oh, my professor. Oh, you're on your way to London. I don't care. Grade my papers. Oh, gosh. J.M. O'Keefe on Stephen Crowder today exposing BlackRock was pretty damn good. I don't care. I don't care because nothing changed. You could expose BlackRock. You could expose Pfizer. You could expose everybody. Nothing changes anything. Nothing changes anything at all whatsoever. One bit. What is George Santos going to say? This fucker should not be in Congress at all.
Best and brightest of New York's 3rd congressional district.
I don't care. He's an idiot. He shouldn't even be in Congress. Like how someone under federal indictment like this can go up and still address Congress doesn't make any sense to me. Someone said, "Don't you have a heavy bag?" Yeah, we do. It's in the shed though. It's not hanging up because it's raining. Anna is the one person today says, "Can we see all comments?" Optimus Prime said, "I know you hate doing it, but when you aired all these hearings, you woke people up. I never knew how government sucks. And by the way, God save the Queen." Right? Oh yeah, he said that too. God save the Queen, man. The Queen died, but whatever. Newsflash. It doesn't matter. I'll be honest. I thought about covering this hearing today. I did think about covering the hearing, and then I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I made $10 last night doing a show. It's not worth it. You know, to spend the time and sit here the whole day doing it, it's just not worth it for me to, do. So instead, I could just do other stuff. Now, is there hearings? Because I think that he's going to be testifying in front of the Congress tomorrow, isn't he? Let's see. Current week, Thursday. Let's see. Oversight of the FEC or SEC closed business meeting, growing national security. Oversight hearing entitled Examining Council Matters, blah, blah, blah. Member Day, examining, blah, blah, blah. Supply chains and deforestation of Amazon. Oversight, macro doctors. He's not testifying tomorrow. Nobody, there's not even a good hearing tomorrow. Bullshit. But yeah, so stupid. Because I was going to say, if you guys want me to show hearings and stuff, you contribute to the stream, and then maybe I will. But if there's no benefit to doing it, I have other stuff I can literally do during the day, like all my homework and stuff, But if people wanted me to do it, I'll just set up another computer and just broadcast the stream so you guys have a safe place to chat. But it costs money to do it all. Was there a hearing that was worth watching tomorrow? I thought they said the Durham report he would be testifying twice. I thought that's what they said, but I guess not. Yeah, Thursday, June 22nd. Man, this month is flying by too, right? And I pretty much listen to a hearing every day. Every single day. I choose one, and that's what I listen to as I'm doing all my schoolwork and all that stuff. But anyway, I know I was going to start the show at 8, but then I wanted to cover the censure thing. And then I was like, I don't even want to talk about this, but I still did it. And then I was watching it anyway. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to just watch it with all you guys. And now we all watched it. So I'm going to turn off all my computer equipment and just go lay down and watch TV. I'm like really pissed off today by all this stuff, just everything in general. It's just everything in general, I just don't understand what the fuck is happening in this country and why nobody gives a shit. I'm starting to feel like I shouldn't care that much either. You know what I mean? Maybe I should just buy property. I may just start doing that, renting it all out for super inflated rents. I just read an article on LinkedIn, so apparently now I know how to do it. So, right? Because that's what everybody says. You learn shit on LinkedIn. Anyway, guys, if you want to support the show because you don't suck, you can do so via the link in the chat. And if you can't do it because Biden's crushing this economy, trust me, I know. We're living that just as well as you are. But yeah, if you want to order some coffee, we got plenty of coffee. That's not even half of it. It was raining today, so I didn't feel like moving any of the other stuff from the warehouse. But that's pretty much going to be filled with coffee in the future. So if you want coffee, do that. get your order in now. I'll be shipping coffee again, probably Friday, Saturday, Sunday into Monday. I may even live stream doing it. I don't know. Steve, you should buy my donut shop. Yeah. Oh God. Steve, before you go, any new shows you're watching? I've been stuck on watching Person of Interest. I'm on the 3rd season. Anna said Cash App. Yeah, Cash App is in that link. You can click right on it. Yesterday, and I said thank you. I got 2 actually. I got a $5 Cash App and a $10 Venmo. So both of those people, you guys are my favorite. You know, I was a little let down. I even told my wife. I said I had 300 people and only 2 people decided to contribute to the stream. Only 2 people. I was like, damn, the show must suck. But I mean, that's the quickest way to get me to not do it anymore. If it just becomes cost prohibitive, you know, I could just play video games. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, what was I going to say? I saw a comment. Yeah, so Person of Interest has been the show I'm watching. That's good. AK49 on YouTube said, Steve, haven't been here for a while. You're in school now. Yeah, I'm a full-time college student going back because I figured if you can't beat them, if you can't, I don't know what I was thinking, to be completely honest. Because I'll be honest, today I was driving home from wherever the fuck I went, and I was like, you know what? I should switch my degree again and go to law school and then become a politician that way, right? Because it seems like most politicians are lawyers. If not, I could just become like a prosecutor and actually do my job or something like that. But no, I'm going to school for education to be a health and physical education teacher. So that is why I'm going to school. Not necessarily because I believe, well, and kind of, I want to see if what's happening in school district is actually happening because I don't fucking believe it. I don't want to believe it. And my wife works in the school district and she says it's not. So, you know, I can't assume it is. God Rides Harley said the best way to support the stream is to become a member. Not really, because pretty much any day we're likely going to get demonetized on YouTube. The best way to do it, if you want to be a monthly supporter, is join our locals. You know, I may just start doing the show on platforms where it's, you know, good for me to do it. Like, I think on Kick, let's see how far we are on Kick to get monetized over there. Because YouTube surprisingly monetizes something. Like, they monetized last night's video. Yeah, we're still three members away from being able to get. Hold on. 3 members away from getting monetized on this. Frank Phelps said retire moron. Which one are you talking about? Adam Schiff? Kevin McCarthy? I'm too young to retire. I would go nuts. But yeah. Amy said never heard of Kick. I don't really know too much about Kick either. It's a streaming platform similar to Twitch, but apparently they're all about free speech and all that stuff. And they're throwing around a lot of money to big people that are doing shows and stuff. Not me, of course. And most of we don't really have people watching, but you know, Kick is like Twitch, but better, said Yeedy. I kind of like it, you know, or what I may do is just quit the political game and just play video games for like 8 hours a day and just rage at fucking little kids with a voice changer. Like I may just do that. You know what I mean? Because then I could stay up late. I almost thought, because today I was like, you know what? I'm going to stay live after my show and replay the 5 hours of the hearing today. And then I'm like, no, I'm not. Why do I care? What do I care about them for? I don't care about the politics anymore. Our country is so far gone. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to come back. God Rides Harley said my Cash App got hacked waiting for a new card. Yeah. Isn't Kick owned by Rumble and Locals? No. Rumble is owned by, Locals is owned by Rumble. Kick is a whole different platform other than Rumble. Kick is apparently a platform that's owned by like a casino. And it was used for like streaming poker and shit. And now they've just started putting huge money behind some big like content creators like Aiden Ross and Q or XQC and a bunch of other people that have huge platforms, which is surprising that I've never heard of. They have huge, like Aiden Ross. I can only watch like 5 minutes of his video. I kind of like what he does though, because he's extremely active in his chat with his viewers, because he uses like his Discord and they send him content and he just goes through it for a couple of hours. But the dude makes insane amount of money, and apparently he's getting like tens of millions of dollars to do his stupid ass show on Kick. Like I wish that could happen to me. Look at that. Deborah with a $5 Venmo. Thank you, Deborah. Mima's Homestead said everyone is affected by food costs right now. Oh, I know. Angry Turn Up Rage Gaming. Yeah, it's kind of what I was thinking. You know what I mean? Because I got all sorts of, it's not set up right now, but I got everything. I can do everything. All the soundboards. I would just have to bring home the other computer so I could stream. Because remember when I was trying, it wasn't working. But then again, I'm not allowed to play Call of Duty now, because apparently that's been like blacklisted and all conservatives are like ripping out their hair because Call of Duty and blah, blah, blah. Stupid. I hate it all. I just want to have fun. And I am having fun. But today I was doing homework all day, which is probably why I'm in the mood I am. And my house is a mess. And it's not a mess because of me. It's a mess. Well, yeah, it is. Directly 100% because of me. Because I made everyone switch rooms with me so I could finally have an office in the house. But now both kids, that was the smartest decision we made, is putting the kids in the master bedroom on the other side of that wall, because they're just so happy. The little guy is really happy because he's with his big brother. He gets to play his PlayStation all the time. It's cool. It's cool. Last question of the day. Patriot Operator said, do you think they will find that submarine in time? I'm thinking no at this point. No, I don't think so. And I saw something yesterday on Twitch where people were, or not on Twitch, on Twitter, where people were talking about Larry with a Cash App. Thank you so much. $10. Larry's our top dono so far. I'll just keep doing. I'll keep doing. If I do $100 right now, I'll freestyle the chat and fucking music with my guitar playing skills where I can't play worth of shit. No, but yeah, we just live in a weird fucking time. You know what I mean? Weird time. And I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, the submarine. Where I saw something online where I think it was Troy Nels or some congressman said something about the United States military or Coast Guard refusing to allow, because is the Coast Guard actual military? Like I don't know. They're kind of like Border Patrol, but on boats. But anyway, I knew a girl in the Coast Guard way back when. She couldn't even qualify on a gun. But she spoke Spanish, so she went on when they did their like interventions when they got drug smugglers. She had to have armed security with her, other Coast Guard members that could qualify, because she wasn't allowed to carry weapons, which is funny. But she was a nice girl. Anyway, I heard a rumor, or it was pushed out by one of those politicians that said that, God, what did it say? I forgot what it said. It said something like that the U.S. Coast Guard was not allowing people that have resources to save these people. It wasn't allowing them to do anything, which was bad. You know what I mean? It's bad. Bad. Larry with another $10. Look at that, dude. Now we're up to $25. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Kev Hyper said Bobby Griffiths, maybe donut dodgeball. Yeah. I even put a sale on our custom labeled coffee cans. I put a sale on today. If you use a code word custom and you order the 150 or any package of it, you get $100 off. it's me barely making a profit, because in all reality, I need someone to go and buy these so that way I can take pictures of them and then use those as promotional tools as well. So that's why I put a discount. But if you are looking to either start your own little business or have your own customized coffee product that you can give to your customers, if you own a business like a donut shop, Bobby, what you should do is just order that, because it'll really help me out. Or you could just order it and then say, Steve, I wanted to say coffee can man, and then have a picture of your face on I'll do that. Or you can make your own little coffee one. You can call it Antifa cans and just, throw them at people. No, I'm just kidding. You shouldn't do that. But yeah, that's why I put them on a huge sale on the store. Let me find the link for that. Because again, if you use code custom today, it's $100 off the custom branded coffee cans. And you could choose the color label or you could choose the black and white label. Color label takes a little bit longer. Black and white, you'll have them very quick. And you could choose any of the coffee or variety pack as well. So, I mean, I'm just saying, like, if you want, you can just order them with your own coffee logo. You could start your own thing. Go to a flea market, right? So you put the coffee in the cans, you put your own coffee logo, all this. The distributed by, it won't even say our coffee name. It'll have our new DBA right there. So it won't even know who it is. They won't be able to backtrack. This code can link to whatever you want. And you can start your own little coffee company right there. You can go to flea markets and sling coffee. You could be a little coffee slinger. So, and it's a hell of a deal, especially with the $100 off, because we need people to buy them. So who's going to be the first one? We haven't sold one of these things yet. The big bundles. The bad part is I thought they would sell. So I ordered a shit ton of the cans. So now I have a warehouse full of these fucking cans and nobody's really bought them. I mean, we have the cans that we sell all the time with our regular ones, but yeah. Someone said, Steve, I got a palm head shaver for Father's Day. Good one. Awesome. You can watch TV and shave your head at the same time. Yeah, but I can't shave my head. I can't bick it, like all the way down. Because my wife gets super mad when I do that. She says it changes my personality and I turn into a raging a-hole. So I'm not allowed to do that. So normally I just shave it pretty close. But yeah. Bobby said you talked to the boss. She hasn't answered me yet. Well, sometimes, Bobby, you got to grow a pair. You got to grow a pair and just make the determination for yourself and be like, hey, surprise, babe, did this. You know what I mean, Bobby? Come on, Bobby. Don't be a Robert. Be a Bobby, okay? Because that I got to talk to the boss, Steve. She hasn't answered me yet. That was a Robert comment, not a Bobby, okay? Be a Bobby. You know what I'm saying? Bill in the Woods on Kick said, yeet, yeet, head yeeter. Yeet, yeet. Are we at 70? Let's see. I don't think so. If you haven't followed me on Kick, really quick, go over there. Just follow me on Kick. I only need 3 more people, and then I can get monetized on that platform. Only need 3 more. Just create an account real quick. Follow my page. Bada boom. You'll be live. Because when I do video gaming stuff, I'll be on Kick and I'll be on Twitch. When I do the political commentary and stuff, I'll be on all the platforms. But because they're more... yeah. Stacy said, your wife's smart. I say the same thing to my husband. LOL. Yeah. Oh, about the shaving head. Yeah, she says it. She says I turn into an a-hole. Green Gimp on Twitch said the Coast Guard has been in the first military unit deployed in every war the U.S. has participated in. No shit. That's interesting. I didn't know that. That's interesting. Bobby said, I want to stay alive. Yeah, well, so do I. That's why I need you guys to go and buy this bundle. At any rate, here's the link again for the custom branded cans. I can put whatever you want on the logo. It could be a custom logo. The only thing that can't really change, and I'll show you real quick just so you know, the only thing that can't change, I could change the font and all that and the color, but it has to say all of this here. If it's whole bean, it has to say whole bean. And if it has artificial flavoring or natural flavoring, it has to say that. And then this, that'll be, distributed by XYZ company, blah, 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 but it won't be your company. It'll be our DBA. So that way it doesn't link back to our website. Because that was one of the complaints. And people are like, why are we going to buy that if it links to your website? And then they're just going to go to you. And I was like, fine. So I set up a DBA and there's not going to be any links to that DBA on our website. So therefore, it'll just be your own company distributed by us. And we have to have that on there because it's the USDA guidance. But yeah, everything else about that you could personalize. So if you have, say you have an auto body shop, right? You're a mechanic. or you're a graphic designer, or you have Airbnbs or anything like that, you could do it ground or whole bean, 150 can minimum. But, and I'll be honest, if one person places an order, you'll likely have it by the middle of next week. If it's black and white, if it's color, you'll probably have it by the middle of the following week, because I've already got the cans. Today is Wednesday, so if I order the coffee tomorrow, I'll have it on Saturday, possibly Sunday. And then I'll just pack the shit out of the coffee on Sunday, Monday, do all the labels Tuesday, and ship that son of a bitch out to you. And so you'll be sipping on Censure, the best coffee you've ever had. Seriously. Someone said, is there any way you could poll your chat 20 to 50-year-olds? Nah. Because I already know the majority of my viewers are over the age of 40, I believe, which is weird because, well, I guess because I'm getting older. Someone said, it's a good platform, just had trouble finding you here. Too many trees, bad cell service. Yes. Kevin said you finally figured out your password. Nice. Yeah. Anyway, so yes, again, for the last time of the day, probably again, use code word custom, the promo code custom. If you order a custom branded coffee cans and you use code custom, you get $100 off. That's a huge deal. It basically puts your cost per can into a really resellable rate. You know, so if you are looking to resell it at like a yard sale or flea market or emporiums or anything like that, you could do it. You could start your own little coffee company right there. And you've already drank our coffee. You know, it's literally the best coffee you've ever had. Have you guys tried the new Wake Up America? Woo, I drank that this morning. I actually brewed a second pot. That's how good it was. So it's much better than the old Wake Up America. And the old Wake Up America was really good too. So hell yeah. Anyway, guys, I appreciate everyone watching. Please, if you've been thinking about getting the custom cans, now's the time. Use code word custom. Saves you $100 on your order. It's only a one-time thing, I think, if I set up the code right, but I don't really care because I just need people to buy it. I need like 6 people to order the cans for your company for promotional stuff with different logos on it. So that way I could take pictures, I could put them out there and start using that to promote it as well, because that could be a big segment of our business that I'm very interested in, which could make it so I drop the price of coffee in the future and stuff, because I'll be buying more in bulk and blah, blah, blah. Logistics related semantics. Anyway, guys, I appreciate everyone for watching. I'm going to go watch Person of Interest, 3rd season, episode 5, I think, or 6. I don't remember which one I'm on, but I'm done. I'm turning off the lights. I'm going to bed. Matter of fact, turning off the lights right now. That's how you know I'm serious. We'll see you later. Bye.